Welcome back. I'm Tommy Fox filling in for Tom Slavic. And now we're joined with Richard Forster for a preview of today's Board of Supervisors meeting, this week's Board of Supervisors.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Richard. How are you doing?
Good. How are you today?
I'm good.
Have a good weekend?
Yes, it was good. We covered Jousing Up in Jackson.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. We got a consent agenda, just about as long as our regular agenda tomorrow, but most of that is just contracts, behavioral health type contracts with social services and all that. So on the regular agenda, we got Mother-in-law job training, Karen Glaze. We're going to give her a resolution honoring her years of service with Mother-in-law job training. Finally going to retire, and Karen's done a great job over the years and finding employment for people, and board members wanted to recognize her for all of her years of service. Hope we get somebody good to replace her, because in this economy we need to have good people out there finding employment sources for people. Next item is probably the biggest one on the agenda tomorrow, the discussion and possible action regarding recall of laid-off employees. We've had a proposal to balance our budget with laying off about 19 employees. All those notices went out at the first part of June, like they had to, 30 days notice. Tomorrow, we'll see what happens on the agenda. Of course, we'll have closed session discussion before, but the union last week had a vote on the package and which way they want it to go. So I think they've made their decision. Now it's up to the board. How do we balance our budget? You only have so many resources out there, unfortunately, in this economy that we have today, and you got to make some tough decisions sometimes. No board member likes the idea of having to lay people off, but it's happening in the private sector. We've been fortunate through the years that mainly we've done it through attrition, we've done it through retirement incentive programs and things like that. So it's a tough call, tough decision. Yeah. Next up, probably the thickest package in our agenda is from our elections office. Sheldon Johnson and George Lee and Debbie Smith will be in to report on the election and have us certify the results of that election. So I'm happy to say that I was reelected, so that's, yeah. I hope that's good news for some people. But John Plaz, Louis Boitano, we were the only 3 supervisors unopposed in the whole state. I guess you can take that 2 ways. Either nobody wants our job, or we're doing a good job.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'll go with the latter for right now.
So.
I'm not sure. What do you think, Tommy?
I think the latter.
Okay,
the latter too.
That's good. It's always good when you get the press to agree with us. And then we have pretty much the same thing that we've done year after year is modify the CAL FIRE agreement by amendment. The amendment that's pretty normal is CAL FIRE asking for a slight increase. Costs always go up with wages per their negotiated agreements, but the bigger cost increase in this is associated with providing dispatch services for the Jackson Rancheria. Something a little bit new, but I think it's warranted, and we are asking CAL FIRE to do that and include it in their contract. It's not a huge amount of money, but it's something the Jackson Rancheria will pick up the cost for also. Okay. It benefits them, and it benefits the county at large, since they will be a mutual aid responder and assist out with EMS and everything else in the county. So
that's good.
Nice to have a partner that has some resources and enough to get a department going, but then want to come back into the mutual aid system too.
Yeah.
Transit occupancy tax, we'll see the TOT whether the board's going to go ahead with this tomorrow. We have voted to get the language together, not to include campgrounds, but to go from the 6% to 10% and allow the public to make up their mind whether they want to do it or not. Okay. I know maybe everyone won't agree with this. People are going to look at it as a tax increase, but that's why we're not going to do the tax increase. We're going to look at it and say, public, do you want it or not? Yeah. Really, all it's going to do, the TOT, is predominantly those people that come into the county and stay in hotels and motels would be the ones paying the transient occupancy tax. There are very few people, I think, that live in the county and stay in motels.
Yeah,
and
right.
My wife kicks me out, I might, but that hasn't happened to date.
We have one of the lowest TOTs in the state.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're one of about three counties, I think, that's very low, and this would take us not even near like San Francisco County or some of the big urban metropolitan areas. We don't want to be like them, but we do want to be consistent with our 3 cities that are already at that 10% rate.
Okay.
So hopefully, though, people will differentiate this as an Amador County vote versus the statewide vote that's going to have, I think, at least 3 major tax increases being requested via the initiative process. Got a couple interesting bills we're going to look at tomorrow and take positions on, opposed positions on both bills. One of them is by Senator Liu, and Senator Steinberg was the co-author on this, so that might tell you where the bill is coming from. It's not very good as far as we're concerned. It takes away another freedom out there that people have, and that's if they want to hunt bears, like a lot of people did. Our former sheriff, Ken Blake, did bear hunting and actually passed away as he was bear hunting, but I don't think he'd blame the bears. It is a sport like anything else. This bill would actually stop people from having the ability to use dogs when they hunt bears.
Okay.
It's another one of those that they're going to tell us how to live our lives, and this is, you know, bear hunting to a lot of people is kind of sacred. It's like being able to own a gun or anything else. Some people, they really love the sport, and that's part of it. And we are going to take a position on this. And actually, it's not just bears. It's use of dogs to pursue bears and bobcats. So you can't hunt bobcats either.
Okay. Not with dogs.
With a bear. So with a dog, I mean, you can't hunt bears or bobcats. So we're going to take a position on that, and obviously our board is going to go against it. The other one is I consider a little more important for us is Senate Bill 162, and this involves the ability of government to negotiate with tribes when they come in and want to put a casino in. Right now, the state is the primary. They take the authority, and the state gives counties the authority, as we did with Buena Vista, and negotiate an intergovernmental services agreement. This would actually want to take that authority of the state or counties, the ability for us to negotiate with tribes, out, and just allow them to come in with no mitigation. It's just crazy.
Okay.
And
so who would they deal with? The federal government?
This comes from San Diego County. It involves one tribe down there, one legislator, a Republican sponsored it based on that one tribe.
Okay.
So it involves one tribe. It's crazy. It's not getting a whole lot of support. We're going to just add our lack of support.
Okay.
For it.
I think that's all the time we have right
Okay,
now.
Tommy.
Thanks, Richard. And we're going to go to a break, and we'll be right back.
You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.